What is good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be checking another video by SWAGKAGE. You already know what it is, man. Today we're checking how strong was Kakashi with both Sharingan. So let's get into it. We're going to find out if, because there's some speculation in like some Naruto pages, fan groups, etc. They're like, was he stronger than Naruto and Sasuke? Was he stronger than Hashirama? Was he stronger than most characters at that point? And I'm kind of curious. So we're going to go ahead and check out this SWAGKAGE video. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, let's get into it. How strong was Kakashi with both Mangekyo? And I think this was with six paths powers as well, so he was amplified in chakra. Alright, let's get into it.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? SWAGKAGE here, and today we're going to be talking about something that I think is fairly interesting, and that's the power of Kakashi with two Sharingan.
Sheesh, my boy looking clean right now, man.
Now, just for the sake of total clarity, the version of Kakashi I'm talking about is from chapters 688 and 689. This Kakashi had two Sharingan, could manifest the perfect Susanoo, and played an active role in the defeat of Kaguya. I wanted to make this video because, while I've already talked about Kakashi in the past,
Not gonna lie, the first time I saw him use the Kamui Shuriken or whatever, that alone was OP. I thought that was sick as hell.
Never extensively talked about this version of him, and recently I've noticed a lot of people don't seem to understand just how powerful he was at this point. I think it's fairly common for people to believe he'd lose to somebody like Ten Tails Jinchuriki Obito, but I've also run into people who believe that Madara, Hashirama, and in some cases even members of the Akatsuki are...
I want to say he would lose to Ten Tails Obito, because just Ten Tails Obito has more abilities. Plus, he's got that, what was it? Yang release, I think it is. Where he kind of, like, negate all ninjutsu, so it basically would be, like, hacks against Kakashi. Madara would... Man, I have no idea, man. Rine Madara would... It'd be close, in my opinion. I want to give the edge to... I want to just say Kakashi, because with Kamui, you're basically invincible. Hashirama... So... I think it'd be a draw, honestly. No, Kakashi. Pain, Kakashi, it's obvious. The only one he can't beat is Obito. Six pass Obito, in my opinion. Bro, what's wrong with my...
stronger than him. To be blunt, none of these characters are on Kakashi's level. As a matter of fact, at this point, it's possible
no,
to argue
Obito
that
still
he was
goes up for
stronger
me.
than both Naruto and Sasuke. Now, obviously, he only had this power up for a very short period of time, but I don't think that's relevant here because I'm a lot more interested in how strong Kakashi was when he had the...
I don't mean to pause too much, but one cool thing that I always noticed from like the Susanoo is he had the scar, like insinuating that this is Kakashi's like original own unique style Susanoo. So that was super dope.
Both Sharingan than I am in anything else. There are probably some fights that you could throw this version of Kakashi into where the time limit would be relevant, but we don't even know how long that time limit is. And the idea with this video is to prove how strong Kakashi is with the power-up before the time limit runs out anyway. So with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a crack at this. Before we talk about anything else, I want to make sure everyone knows that this power-up did give Kakashi six paths power. This isn't just like regular Fourth War Kakashi with an extra Sharingan. He straight up tells Sakura, and I quote, gaining six paths power enhances one's ocular powers too. Now, the thing is, six paths level is a pretty vague descriptor. It refers to a vast range of different power levels, all the way from Ten Tails Jinchuriki Obito up to Kaguya. But fortunately, this version of Kakashi does do quite a bit despite his lack of screen time, so it's pretty easy to deduce how strong he might be based on his performance against Kaguya. One of the most impressive things about him is his speed. He doesn't really seem to have any trouble keeping up with Naruto and Sasuke, and he manages to land multiple clean hits against Kaguya. Not to mention, he's also shown reacting to multiple attacks from Kaguya, so I think it's safe to say that none of these examples qualify as outliers. Now, his ability aren't as easy to quantify. As a matter of fact, doing so might be impossible. We only really have one statement to go off of, and even then, it's questionable. Naruto calls Kakashi's Susanoo more awesome than Sasuke's, which could mean that its armor is more durable and its punches hit harder.
Nah, I just think it looks cooler. I think that's what he meant.
Thinks it looks cooler or has cooler abilities. It's impossible to infer anything meaningful from this without making assumptions, and like I said, this is really all we have, but that's okay because, in my opinion, his power and durability are irrelevant. For the purposes of determining the outcome of any fights involved...
He's right. Like, Kakashi pretty much has hacks Kamui you don't really need to have durability if you can't even get hit. It's kind of like as an example, like a speedster, someone who can run fast, like Minato, for example. You don't really have to worry about being so durable because no one can really ever touch you. In this case, no one really can't ever touch Kakashi in these chapters, obviously. But yeah, no, he you don't have to worry about his durability.
Solving this version of Kakashi, all that really matters is his speed. Now, that might sound weird at first, but the thing is, Kakashi can use Kamui. Both versions of it, in fact. As I've said many times in the past, Kamui is
going through things and teleporting.
You could make a pretty strong case for it being the best offensive jutsu in the series and the best defensive jutsu in the series. Like, you can't hit a Kamui user, and you can't block Kamui either. As long as he and his opponent are relative in speed, Kakashi can dodge any attacks they throw at him, and can ignore their durability by combining Kamui with other attacks. Something worth mentioning at this point is that when Kakashi used Kamui against Kaguya, it was the best we'd ever seen it. First of all, according to Madara, using both eyes together doubles the speed of the jutsu, which is a little crazy because it's not like Obito ever had any trouble using Kamui reactively. So this means that the window Kakashi has to react to incoming attacks is doubled. It also means that if Kakashi uses Kamui the same way he did against Deidara, or the same way Obito attempted to against Minato, his opponent should only have half as much time to react. Reason number 2 why Kamui was better than ever here is because Kakashi showed that he could use it in all sorts of new and unique ways. For example, his Susanoo had Shuriken that teleported anything they cut.
I don't know, I think it's just crazy like how during the midst of battle, like all the shinobis, like especially people that got power-ups, we just start seeing these moves that they've never done or talked about training ever. Like all of a sudden this dude just knows these random sets of moves that he can do. Kamui Shuriken, Kamui Lightning Blade, you know, all these different sets of moves. I thought it was crazy, but nonetheless, very, very impressive.
Cut through into the Kamui dimension. He could combine the power of Kamui with the Raikiri for a similar effect, and when using Kamui the same way he had throughout most of Shippuden, he was able to teleport away one of Kaguya's dimensional portals. Not sure how he did it, but it definitely happened.
Cancel that dimension with another dimension.
Kakashi, we're talking about somebody who the rules don't really apply to. He's got everything that made Obito so crazy, in addition to the version of Kamui that we normally associate with Kakashi, and he can cast Kamui twice as fast, and he has 6 paths powers, and he has extra Kamui abilities. So for those who are still wondering, yes, I do think he's stronger than Naruto and Sasuke. Stronger insofar as he could beat both of them in a fight, and could probably beat anyone that they could beat in a fight. Stronger is a bit of a weird word to use because, like I
guess that settles it then, man. Kakashi could clap both of them, Sasuke and Naruto. I don't know if I truly believe that though, because I feel like there's more to it. But at the same time, it's such a stupid ability that it works. Like they can't touch him, they can't surprise him, they can't. Like he said, it's the best offensive move and defensive move. He can combine all his abilities with the Kamui, and he can be on defense the whole time. And, I mean, basically, Obito had no trouble continuously using his Kamui and Kakashi through the entire war without even 6 Paths Chakra or 9 Tails or Hashirama Cells. Continuously used the Kamui up until the point where he was almost going blind, but he lasted a long time. So now just imagine Obito's eye, which didn't even have trouble continuously using Kamui, 6 Paths Chakra, Hashirama Cells, I assume because maybe Obito gave some to Kakashi. I could be wrong there, but all that, and Kakashi spamming Kamui. He's not going to run out. He's not going to tire out. He's not going to get exhausted. He's not going to overexert the eyes. Like, it's just a broken ability. He's not necessarily stronger as in he's able to be or give out more powerful strength-wise jutsu, but he just is stronger in the way that the abilities are so broken that he can't really lose. It's like he might as well be a gag character where like you can't kill him, you can't do anything to him.
I said, we don't know how durable he is or what his attack potency is. But what I'm getting at is that this Kakashi has the tools necessary to beat just about anyone else in the series. The only person who I feel comfortable saying Kakashi would lose to in a one-on-one is Kaguya, because she could teleport him to another dimension that he wouldn't be able to return to the real world from. Despite how well he performed in the fight against her, it did still seem like he was relying on Naruto and Sasuke to seal her. And no, by the way, that does not mean that they were more powerful. powerful than him. It's
They just had that
they were the only
ability.
ones who could use Six Paths Chibaku Tensei to seal.
Yeah.
It's sort of like how KCM2 Naruto was more powerful than War Arc Kakashi, but Kakashi needed to be there in the fight against Obito because they couldn't do any damage to Obito without him. The fact that
That's the thing as well, like throughout the series, and the reason why this is such a broken ability is that all these people are basically not being able to match Obito, no matter how strong they are, even if they were to be stronger or quicker, smarter, etc. There was no way to actually stop Obito unless, coincidentally, there was another jutsu caster that had Kamui as well, which was Kakashi.
Kakashi's presence was necessary at the time isn't indicative of him being stronger than Naruto, only it's like the reverse case here in the Kaguya situation. Another character who might be able to beat Kakashi up is Hagoromo. Sticking strictly to manga canon, we don't really know what he's capable of, so he might have all sorts of crazy, wacky abilities that make Kamui useless, or he might just be fast enough to make Kamui a non-issue. I'm not really sure.
Bro.
Six Paths Madara is also a bit of a weird matchup, because I don't think Kakashi has any way to detect the Limbo clones, and he also doesn't have any durability feats, so if he gets hit by one of them, he might just die immediately. But if we assume he activates the Susanoo as soon as the fight begins, then he should be able to take care of Madara with a couple Kamui Shuriken. I know that Kakashi's actual body is significantly faster than Madara.
I don't know. So, something just tells me that, and I get the feeling that, like, with the six paths, amped chakra, and like with the two eyes, he gets some sort of broken ability to be able to all of a sudden see the limbo or all of a sudden sense the limbo to the point where it's not going to matter. So he beats Madara.
Since he was able to blitz Kaguya after Zetsu mentioned her speed increased significantly. And while I personally believe that his Susanoo should be able to move at a speed similar to that of his actual body, I can think of a few ways to play devil's advocate with that. But even considering that, I do think that there's enough evidence to suggest that Kakashi's Susanoo should at least be faster than Madara. When she was in her weird rabbit Biju blob mode, Kaguya's tentacles were fast enough that Naruto thought he should warn Sasuke about them. It's clear that he considered them a threat, and Kakashi was able to cut through them with his Kamui Shuriken.
Damn,
and
bro.
you could say to that maybe Kaguya didn't have the awareness necessary to perceive incoming threats, since she had turned into a feral blob monster. But right after Naruto commented on the speed of the tentacles, Kakashi did swoop in with his Susanoo to save Sakura from one of them. So I think you can safely and definitively say that both in and out of his Susanoo, Kakashi is faster than Madara. It's a weird fight, and one that I'd be happy to elaborate on in its own video if you guys are interested. But in short, I think Kakashi would win, though there are a handful of different ways that you could argue Madara would take it. Setting aside his inability to perceive the Limbo clones, I think that Kakashi is definitely more dangerous than Madara, and would probably have a much easier time beating Naruto and Sasuke than Madara did. Given his speed, his ability to ignore any attacks
This is
thrown
such
at
a
him,
clean
and
picture
the fact
right there,
that he
bro.
can
It's so
one-shot
badass.
Anybody with Kamui, I feel pretty confident saying that Kakashi is, aside from Kaguya and arguably Hagoromo, the strongest character in the entire series. That said, if you
I'll be honest, I did not think that going into the video. I thought he was, like, obviously he's super strong OP, but I did not think he was like clapping all these other OP characters.
Disagree, feel free to let me know in the comments or on Twitter. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I think that there's an interesting discussion to be had here, so I genuinely look forward to hearing from some of you. Now, real quick, before I get out of here, today's video is sponsored by...
So that's gonna be it for the video. Shout out to SWAGKAGE. As always, make sure you guys check out his original video, like, comment, subscribe to his stuff. I'm just baffled that, like, in Naruto and Sasuke got gifted all these abilities through to, like, plot convenience and weird confusion plot storyline, and they got to keep all these extra powers, but people like Minato got to give up his ability to have the chakra mode. Even though he's dead, it's irrelevant, but still I find it kind of dumb. Guy gave up his ability to basically walk and go 8 gates again for a future use. And then there's Kakashi, who basically lost both Sharingan. All these would have been so helpful in good feats. Like, oh man, it just kind of sucks, bro. And then there's Sasuke and Naruto gaining like all these random powers, like just random as hell. Like some dude pops out of nowhere, just like, hey, you two are the reincarnations, I'm gonna give you all these powers, even though like you didn't really. I don't know. I just think it's weird. To me, I wish Kakashi would have kept both his eyes. It would have been super badass, because, man, I just think it's dumb. I wish he would have been able to continue with both his Sharingan, because I mean at that point you have such an OP ability that you'll protect the village. You don't have to worry about war. You don't have to worry about any conflicts in the future. Then here comes Baruto. I haven't really seen Baruto past like 4 episodes or 5, I think. So I don't know really what happens, but I assume another series there's more conflict. The war didn't end or something. Like there's still something that happens between villages. So yeah. Nonetheless, though, great video by SWAGKAGE. I just want to check here. Strong enough for Kishimoto to immediately remove his ability forever. Yeah, facts, bro. That shit was broken. Kamui's abilities were so broken from the beginning that they had to be split up in 2 people, bro. That's... Oh my god. The ability to suck people in, snipe, basically, like, snipe someone's limbs off and just completely be intangible so no one can touch you. Like, it's so broken. Watch Mojo says Kakashi is the strongest Naruto character in the entire world. Makes fun of them for it. SWAGKAGE. Well, actually, oh my god, she's on to something there. I completely agree with the assessment of DMS Kakashi. He had no choice but to take the powers away. He was too OP at that point. Yeah, but like they gave the powers to Naruto. Fuck, man, it's just they did my boy Kakashi wrong. There's a reason why all ninjas encounter Kakashi and have acknowledged of his honor. My second favorite ninja in the series behind Minato. On God, everyone respected him. Mr. Mr. Worldwide. What was it? Hidan, Kaguzu, Pain, Itachi, Kisame. Everyone knew who Kakashi was. The Raikage. Everyone, they're like, it's Kakashi of the Sharingan. So, great comments, man. Great video overall. Shout out to SWAGKAGE. Always dropping them banger videos. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know what else you want me to react to. Let me know what you think of this video. Like, comment, subscribe, trigger those bells, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.